Morning. Welcome to Miller Senior Technology. So today our class is going to be on the introduction to social media. Today is Sunday, September 8th, 2024, and we're really excited. And today's class was sponsored by Andrea Schwartz and Martin Fleischer. So thank you guys so much. We really couldn't do this without you. Oh, have more people. Evan, can you go to the next slide, please? Okay, so welcome. Again, thank you, Andrea and Martin. We really appreciate it. If you want to sponsor an upcoming class, just email info@millerseniortech.com. We would really appreciate it. It's how we're able to teach these free live classes twice a month. Okay. All right, so for the agenda for today, what does it mean for an introduction to social media? So today we're going to be focusing on Instagram. It's kind of like a newer version of Facebook in a sense, but more of like younger generations have started to use it, and there's a lot of benefits to it, unlike other social media apps. So we're going to be talking about Instagram, how to download Instagram, how to create an account, because similar to a lot of other social media platforms, you need your own account in order to use it, how to navigate Instagram. It's a new application, what you do, how you find things, why it's beneficial. Then we're going to show you how to follow certain accounts. So for example, we're going to follow Mariah Senior Center. And then we're going to talk about liking, commenting, and sharing posts, posting ourselves, and then about privacy settings, because I know a lot of the time, even for us, like you want to be able to filter who's able to see your post. If you're like, wait, like I don't want strangers seeing pictures of my grandchildren or et cetera. So we're gonna hopefully cover all of these things today. All right, so first, what is social media? So social media is any digital tool that allows users to quickly create and share content with the public. And social media encompasses a wide range of websites and apps. So you might think, oh, social media is only Facebook. Not true. Social media is Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Snapchat, Pinterest, Twitter, WhatsApp. Social media is really just a lot of ways that people could communicate and share content with each other and the public. All right. So you might be wondering, okay, great, you're telling me about social media, but what are any advantages to social media? Why would I want to download a social media app? Like, I'm happy, like I have one or nothing. Why would I even want social media? So social media allows you to communicate with friends and family, learn new things, develop your interests, and be entertained. So when you go on social media apps, there's often videos about new things, or even, for example, as a personal experience, I wanted to learn how to sew and embroider one of my backpacks. So I went on social media and I found videos of people doing that. And then I learned, and it was really cool. You can also use social media to broaden your knowledge in a particular field and build your professional network by connecting with other professionals in your industry. So one example is my grandmother. She loves to paint and do art. So what we did for her was we helped her set up her own social media account where she could post pictures of her artwork and connect with other artists. And it was just like really cool for her, because where otherwise she wouldn't necessarily have like the ability to showcase her art, she had a platform. And then there's also a lot of noise on the internet. So social media allows you to hone in on what you really care about and what you really want to read. You can easily learn about current events and things taking place near you. So like on social media, you could follow different accounts that are very specific to certain areas. So let's say you love baking. You can follow accounts that only talk about baking and post really easy recipes instead of having to look on the internet and find them or have to read so many articles. There's like a lot of filters that you could use in order to find exactly what you're looking for. All right, so today we're mainly focusing on Instagram. So Instagram is a popular photo sharing app for smartphones, and it's owned by Meta. And compared with other social networks, Instagram is relatively simple, and it's focused mainly on browsing and sharing photos and videos with your friends and your family. Okay. So another thing that's important when looking at social media and getting more like accustomed to using it is terms that are used specifically on Instagram, so you understand what each of them are. So the first one is a profile, and that's your own account and what that looks like. There's followers and following. So people that followers are people that follow you, and following is how you could follow other people. And that's where, like, if they post a video or something of that sort or pictures, like it automatically pops up on your like feed, which we'll get to in a second. Then there's a post and a story. So a post is where you can like almost share photos or videos, and it's there like all the time unless you will ever delete it. And for a story, it's something that is only there for 24 hours. So it will go away. It's almost like a like even like within the own terms, like a post is like it could be related to like a newspaper, something that kind of stays for a long amount of time, and like stories are much shorter. Then we have captions. So captions is almost, even if like you look at a newspaper and you have the picture and you have like the little like description of what you see in the picture, that's a caption on social media and specifically Instagram. So if you post a picture of your grandchildren or of the park or of the sunset, because it looks so beautiful, underneath you'll have the ability to say, what a beautiful sunset, how cute are my grandchildren, it's turning fall, look how beautiful the leaves are. Just kind of like a little description of what your photo is. Then we have hashtags. So hashtags are ways that you can almost describe in like a shorter way what the picture is. So let's say you do post a picture of a park or the sunset. You could do hashtag sunset, hashtag fall. It's kind of putting it into like certain categories. Hashtags like have become less and more popular over the years, but you could use them if you'd like. Then there's something called liking, and that is where oftentimes on Instagram you'll have hearts, which we'll show you guys these in practice. I just want you guys to be able to understand when we refer to these terms what we're talking about. So liking is when like there's like a heart and like you almost like show love and that you like the photo. And the last thing is your feed. So that's when you go to like your home screen on Instagram and different things that Instagram thinks you'll like, it'll pop up. So posts, videos, people that you follow, that's where you'll find all of that. Okay. Okay. So now we need to understand how to download the Instagram app, because it's not like the Photos app or the Health app or Messages where it's automatically on your phone. It's something that you have to go into the App Store to get. And then we're also going to show you how to create an account on Instagram, because you need an account in order to use it. Okay, so we're going to show you a demo of how to do that. Amazing. Okay, so in order to download the Instagram app, you're going to go to the App Store. This person already has Instagram on their phone, but that's what the app icon looks like. And when you go into the App Store, you're just going to search Instagram. Amazing. And see, this person already has Instagram downloaded, but if you didn't have Instagram downloaded, instead of open, it would say download, and you would just click on that button and then the app would download. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. You just have to put in your Apple ID, or if you have a phone that scans your face should scan, and then you'll be able to download it. Okay, so then once you download the app, hopefully it'll show up on your home screen, and this is what the app looks like. It's like purples, pinks, and yellows, and it says Instagram on it. So you're gonna go into the app. So this person already has an account, but we're going to, for all of you guys, we're going to show it as if you're starting from square one. Okay, so when you open the app, it's going to ask you to create an account. So you're going to create an account, and you're going to have to create a username. So for us, because we're Mittler Senior Technology, we use Mittler Senior, something like that. But for you, if your name, you could put your name as your username. You can put something that you like as your username. So like for me, my name is Stella. So my username is just Stella Hiltzik. But my sister really loves to post pictures of flowers. So her username is Pretty Flowers. It could be whatever you want. It's kind of what you choose. I would recommend using your name just because it's easier for people to find you. But if you would rather do something that you like as your username, you're very much welcome to. So you could put flowers, you could put sunset, you can put tree, whatever makes you happy. Okay, so then you're going to put your username in. Then you're going to click next. Then it's going to ask you to create a password. So this is if you delete the Instagram app or you get logged out of Instagram, you're able to put your username and password in order to retrieve your account. So this is like a password to any website or anything that you're signed up for. So, and you could create whatever it is. So our username we put as Mittler Senior, and now is our password, just something that you will remember, or if you won't remember it, make sure to write it down. So you would go ahead and we'll put in Mittler Senior 123, or something of that accord. And you would type in your password. Okay. So now it's going to say, welcome to Instagram. So we just put in our username, we put in a password. And then you want to, by completing the sign up, you need to attach the account to a phone or an email. So you could do whichever you would rather, whatever's easier. Either is good. So we have an email. So we're going to do Mittler Senior technology at, I think it's at gmail.com or something. Perfect. And then it might ask you for a confirmation code. So this is just like a privacy and safety and making sure that you're the one, that's your phone number, your Instagram account that they're signing into. So what we're going to do, so I'm just going to complete sign up, but because he signed into Instagram before, but for all of you guys, if you've never signed into Instagram before, you're going to link it to either your phone number or your email. And then it's going to ask you for a confirmation and it's going to send you a code. So it's going to either text you the code if you put in your phone number, or it's going to email your code if you send an email. This is similar to any type of confirmation that you've ever gotten on your phone. It's just an extra privacy addition so they know that it's you signing into the account. Okay, Evan, you could keep going. Okay, so Evan, you can click next. So this says next, you can allow access to your contacts. So that is where if you have friends or kids or grandchildren who are also on Instagram, they'll pop up, because if you give it access to your contacts, it'll tell you, oh, this person has Instagram, and you can follow them, which we'll show you how to do that in a minute. The next thing that it talks about is account privacy. So there's a private Instagram account that you can have or a public Instagram account that you can have. So you might be wondering, what's the difference between a private and a public Instagram account? Like, okay, I'm getting Instagram. What does this mean? So if you have a private Instagram account, this is where, in order for people to see your posts or anything that or stories that you like put on your Instagram account, they need to request to follow you. Whereas if it's public, anybody can see your Instagram account. So if you're comfortable with having it be public, then that works too. That means that anybody can see it and they don't have to request to follow you. And private is where you're really able to filter who follows you or not by approving follow requests or not approving follow requests. So I would just recommend private. I think it's just like safer. You can see who follows you versus not, but it's very much up to each of you guys. Okay, keep going. Okay, so the next thing it's going to ask you is to add a profile picture. So this could, again, be whatever your heart desires. So if you're like, okay, I love flowers, you could put make your profile picture a flower. So Evan's looking up a flower, so that we could put that as our profile picture. Or if my Instagram photo is a picture of me and my twin brother, just because I like how I look in that picture. Or if you want it to be a picture of your kids or of your dog or of your cat, you just have to allow access to your photos if you saw it happen. And then he clicked the photo. So I know that was a little fast. So when it's going to ask you to add a profile picture, you could also just decide, you know what, I don't really care to have a profile picture. Why do I want that? Or you could also say add profile picture and hit allow access to photos, and then add in a photo that you would choose. Okay, then we're going to hit next. And then we also have to remember login info. So when it says remember login info, this is where you let it Instagram say signed into your account, which I would recommend saying remember, just because it's easier. If you ever have to sign into it again, it remembers it. Okay. Then if you guys remember from like a few minutes ago when it asked you to allow access to your contacts, it shows up the people who are in your contacts or who you might want to follow. So Evan just looked me up and we have each other's contacts. So I came up, or even for Mittler Senior Tech, you could start by just following the people that you know. And this doesn't have to be people that you know. It's just nice if like it shows you, oh, your kids on Instagram, your friends on Instagram, or something of that nature. Or you could look up flowers if we're going on that theme for today. You could also just hit skip if you don't want to follow anyone yet. Or see, there's all these like options. Okay, so we could keep going. Okay. So now we are on Instagram. So there are on the bottom, Evan, if you scroll all the way to the top, at the bottom of your screen, there's 5 options. There is the home. Then there is that little magnifying glass that is the search. So that's your home button. Then there's the magnifying glass, which is your search button. Then there's the little plus sign with the box around it, which is if you want to post anything. Then there's the little video. And then there is the 5th one, which is your profile. Then at the top, there's 2 options. There's the heart, which is notifications and messages and people following you. So on the top right, Evan, if you could circle the heart. And then there's also the almost like little message button. So if one of the other things that people can do on Instagram is message you. So now we're going to go into depth on what each of them are. So the home button is your home screen. If you guys remember before, we talked about something called a feed. So a feed is where you could see the people that you are following or people that it recommends for you to follow. We see here in Evan's contacts, it suggests people. And then if Evan scrolls down, it'll show videos and posts for you to potentially look at. Scroll. Sometimes they're just like very random. And as you use it more, Instagram will figure out like what you like. Okay. So then next to the home button is a search button, the little magnifying glass. Evan, if you want to click. So then this is where you could look things up. So if we're going on this theme of flowers and you're like, you know what, I want to follow people or see flowers, you could just look up flowers, hit search, and then it'll show you a few different things. So the first thing is for you. So it shows you videos or posts of flowers that you could click on to look at. The other option is accounts. So in a minute, we're going to show you how to follow other people. And that is if there's certain accounts that have the word flower in their name. The third one is audio. So if there's any music that has flowers in the title or something of that sort that you would want to listen to. The fourth one is tags. So that is where, remember when we talked about hashtags? That's where it shows you all the different hashtags that have flower in its name. Then there's places. So another really cool thing about Instagram is it shows you places that have flowers or locations that you can find. If it's spring or you want to go look at roses or something of that sort, or gardens, either city of flowers that you could go to. And then the last one is reels. So you might be saying, what does that mean, reels? Reels are just videos instead of pictures on Instagram. So if you want to see videos of flowers, you would go to reels. Okay, so that is your search button. Then the third button, which is the little plus sign in the box, is posting. So when you click the plus sign, it's going to show you your camera roll. And that's where you're going to be able to post different pictures. So if you scroll through, if Evan's account is about flowers, he wants to maybe post that picture of the flowers. So he can click on that picture of flowers, and then he's going to click next. And then it's going to allow you to add a sound to your picture at the bottom. You can or can if you don't want to. Then you can click next, and then you can remember how before we were talking about captions and hashtags. So you could write a caption and you could say, what a beautiful bouquet of flowers, or my favorite flowers. And then as we were talking about hashtags before, we could do hashtag flowers. And yeah, and then you're going to click OK or hashtag pretty. And then you're going to hit share. So then another option is if you have Facebook, Instagram and Facebook are kind of linked. So you could sometimes post it both on Instagram and Facebook. But for right now, we're just going to post that. Okay, then it says your first post is something to celebrate. Share to story. So then this is where before we were talking about a story. So a post is something that's going to stay there forever until you delete it. And a story is something that will only remain there for 24 hours. So let's try and share the story. You want to do that, Evan? And now it's going to give you the option to just put it on your story. And so I'm just going to do that. And similar to if you post, how you can add a caption or a hashtag, you could also add writing if you add it to your story. So again, this is just something you might be like, why would I story it versus post it? What's the difference? So posting it is it'll be there for as long as you want until you delete it, and the story goes away after 24 hours. And you might be like, where does it go? You could still like retrieve it or find it, but no one else can see it after 24 hours. So Evan's going to say my first post, and then he's going to click your story on the left. Okay, so now Evan's going to go back to his profile, which is all the way on the right, the fifth one. And if you see under posts, it's going to have our first post about flowers. Really exciting. Once I click on it. And then if he sees his profile picture, so you guys see how there's like a little outline around the profile picture that wasn't there before. It has like a color. So that's how you know that you posted something on your story. So now if Evan clicks on that profile picture, his story is going to come up. But this, again, will disappear after 24 hours. Okay, then go back, and I'm going to show you the last icon. So the little video screen is where you could see videos. So have you guys heard of the app TikTok and things of that sort? So that is where people share a lot of videos. So Instagram did something similar and allowed you to post videos or reels. So that is where you discover other videos. So if everyone wants to click on the videos icon, there's like some of these are very random and like silly until Instagram gets a sense of what you like. So since we were looking up videos of flowers in our search bar, then the videos that Instagram might show you are ones of flowers, but sometimes it's just like a random set of videos that could be funny or not. So Evan, you want to keep scrolling through? They could just be like kind of entertaining. Some of them are about random things. Okay, so those are the 5 buttons on the Instagram account. And now I'm going to pass it on to Jack. He's going to be your second teacher for today. And he is going to show you how to like, comment, and share, how to follow other people, and then how to like, comment, and share on other people's posts, which is another cool feature of Instagram. So Jack, without further ado, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Stella. So as Stella just mentioned, first we're going to talk about how you can like and comment on other people's posts. So if we go back to the search bar, which is on the bottom of our screen, and maybe we again search up flowers because, we're really interested in flowers. And oh yeah, first we could look up, if we want to follow an account, we could look up Mittler Senior Tech. This is a great account, by the way, guys. If you really want to follow this account, I think it's a great idea. So we can first look through their posts. We can see all the amazing services that Mittler Senior Tech offers. We can click on one of their posts, for example, maybe that first one on the top left, which is our Tech Concierge program. And as we can see under that post, we see 3 buttons. We see a heart, a sort of speech bubble, and then a little paper airplane. So first, if we really, really like this post, then we can click that heart under the screen, and you see that little red thing that goes across the screen. That means that we've liked this post. And this just means basically we can say that this post is great and we want them to know that. And then if we look at that speech bubble next to it, we can click that, and that's where you're going to comment. So if you want to comment something, you can comment a heart, you can comment any emoji, you can comment anything you want under here to just let people know how you feel about this post. Yeah, wow. And if you were to press that that blue arrow, that would be posting your comment, and everyone who sees that post would be able to see your comment. We don't actually have to do that right now, but that's just an example. And then if we go back to the post, we can see that third button, the little paper airplane. And if we click on it, that's where you're going to be able to send that post to one of your friends or send it to any account. Let's say we want other people to see this post. Let's say this post reminds you of a friend or something. Then you can also write a message, and you could press send if you want your friend to check out this post. So let's go back to the Mittler Senior Tech account, and let's say I really like this account. I think it's great, and I want to see more on my homepage or on my reels from this account. Well, what you can do is you can follow it. So you can just simply press that little follow button right there, and you'd be following that account. But if, for example, you follow a private account, now Mittler Senior Technology is a public account, as we mentioned, so anyone can see their posts and anyone can follow easily. But if, for example, you're trying to follow a private account, then if you press follow on that account, it's not going to follow the account automatically. That person, that account, is going to have to look at your follow request and either accept it or deny it. And then if you were to follow Mittler Senior Technology, then you would be receiving all of their posts on your homepage. So now that we follow the account, we can go back to our homepage and we can see, wow, look at all their posts on their homepage, which is why it's so useful to follow, because you can get their posts automatically. And then if we scroll to the top, we can see that on the top, you see that little circular thing that says Mittler Senior Tech. Well, you can click there, and that's where you can view their stories. Like we talked about before, you can look at other people's stories. Now, you can, sorry, then let's say you're not sure about what settings to make your account. So if you're not sure, as we talked about before, you want a private account or a public account or other settings like that. Well, you can go back and click on your profile. That's on the bottom right. This is our profile page. And you see, we scroll all the way up. You see those little 3 lines on the top right. We can click those 3 lines at the top right, and we can press OK, and then click on account privacy. This is the account center page. So this is all the different settings you can have on your account. So this is the account privacy page, and you can click on that where it says account privacy, and that switch is going to determine whether or not you have a private or a public account. So if you took that switch off, you could put that switch back to a public account where anyone could see your posts and anyone could follow your account and anyone could see your stories. Also, if we go back to our sort of account center page, there's all these great features. You can see different posts that you've liked and commented on. And for example, if we scroll down, we should find a button that says accessibility. If we scroll a little bit up, right in the middle, it says accessibility and translations. Right here, I mean, there's all sorts of different features that you can do, but we're just going to be demonstrating this one, accessibility and translations. So if we click on that, then there should be somewhere that says captions and translations. Now, this is super useful if, for example, you speak another language and you primarily want to see posts in that other language, or if, for example, you're maybe hard of hearing, or it just helps you to see captions on videos, you can click on show closed captions. And what Instagram is going to do is auto-generate English closed captioning under videos so you can more easily understand. And you could also pick another language if you want something other than English. And yeah, I think that concludes our demo of Instagram. So just to recap, we've demonstrated how to add an account, how to post things, how to add things to your story, how to like and comment and follow other accounts. And we've also talked about navigating the home screen and searching for things you may like. And in addition, looking on Instagram Reels. So yeah, that concludes our demo, our introduction on how to use Instagram. So this has been part of season 7 of Mittler Senior Tech, and we thank you all so much for joining the Zoom. Mittler Senior Tech offers not just this, but so many more really cool courses. For example, like and comment, sharing, posting. If you go to mittlersenior.technology/basics class, then you can sign up for you can purchase the basics class, which is a series of 10 recorded lessons for the series of 10 basic lessons. Okay, we have a question. Do your comments have to be on Instagram for you to pick them to follow you? Yes, you can only follow accounts that are on Instagram But you can also, if one of your friends is not on Instagram and you really want to follow them, you can send them a message. You can say, hey, I really want you to join Instagram. I think you can send them a follow request through that way. But back to our courses, you can purchase, it's $75 for all 10 lessons in the basics course. And once you feel like you've mastered that course or you want something more difficult, maybe, then we offer also an advanced course where you can go to mittlersenior.technology/advanced class. And that one is $100 for all lessons. And we cover things that were not covered in the basics class. Then after that, we have two other really, really cool programs that Mittler Senior Tech offers. First is our Top 10 series, which is another series of 10 lessons. I believe it goes for $60. And these are really extra outside the box cool things that won't be covered in the basics or advanced classes. These are some of our coolest and most interesting new lessons. And then we also offer the Tech Concierge program. If you feel like these lessons are good, but you need something a little extra, maybe if you need personalized one-on-one tech support, that's exactly what the Tech Concierge program offers. It's 24/7 one-on-one tech support, and it's for only $30 a month, and you can cancel at any time. And all of these programs can be accessed at mittlerseniortech.com. Then, in addition, as we spoke about, if you're following our tutorial, you can easily access us on Instagram, either if you have an account or if you want to get an account. And our social media is really cool because we post what's called Tech Tip Tuesdays once a week, which are these short, free little demos on how to do things on your phone, how to do sort of like basic things on your phone. And yeah, so thank you so much. And you can find us at mittlerseniortech.com or email us at info@mittlerseniortech.com by email.